Today, we're going to learn about the Demon Child. I'm Justin.
And I'm Kevin.
And you might not recognize Kevin because he's not a Husman Bro, but he has his own channel, Lite Brite. So follow him for great content about Jeeping and off-road and just motorsports in general, right?
Yeah, that's
so
what we do.
Before we go too much further, please follow us and subscribe for more content like this. Now, Kevin, tell me about this thing.
Okay, so the Demon Child has its name because it has a demon engine. It's a crate demon engine, but it started life out as a 392 from Jeep. So this was the first year that Jeep actually put a V8 into a Wrangler, which nobody ever thought was possible.
So this was a pretty desirable Wrangler before you even started.
Yes, it was what everybody's been wanting forever. We ripped that 392 out, and as you can see, it shoehorned a 840 horsepower supercharged demon engine. That is backed up by a Trackhawk transmission, which is the strongest transmission that Jeep has. It's an 8 HP 95 for any of you that know about the 8 HP families. So it's pretty much the beefiest transmission you can get, because what's happening is you're turning big, tall 40-inch tires on forged 17-inch wheels. So there's a lot of rotational mass there. And then that's all followed up with really cool coilover suspension, and then 1-ton axles. So the axles under this are basically like, say, like Dodge 3500 axles. So it's got a Dana 60 front axle and a Dana 80 rear axle. So you can kind of see the massive size of that down there. Hydro assist steering. It has pretty much anything and everything that you could kind of dream of doing to a Jeep. It screams. The thing absolutely screams. It's gnarly.
How many horsepower is this now?
So it's 840 now.
And is this a Jeep that, and where did you get this built again?
So it's called America's Most Wanted. They're in Holly, Michigan, and they do anything from just Hemi swaps to Hellcat to Demon to Hellephant. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Hellephant, but that's actually a crate 1,000 horsepower motor from SCA. So the difference is it's an all aluminum block and aluminum heads, where the Hellcat and the Demons are iron block with aluminum heads. So it's all aluminum with even just a bigger supercharger and everything else.
So if someone in our audience wanted to go buy one of these, what is it going to cost?
So if you have a Jeep, you can take it to America's Most Wanted and they can do a swap. And they start at $33,000 for the swap.
Okay.
That's the engine trans, that's fully installed, ready to go. And that's going to be your Hemi. That's going to be with the 392 Hemi. A little bit more for a 426 stroker, which we have in another vehicle of ours. The Hemi makes about 505 horse. The 426 stroker, so the 392 makes 505, the 426 makes 609. So there's a pretty big jump. There's over 100 horsepower jump going from a normal 392 to a 426. Then you have the Hellcat at 707, then you have the Demon at 840, and then you have the Hellephant at 1,000.
So I wanted to point out, there's a lot of stuff that I can't see on this that I'm sure makes it awesome.
Yeah, all underneath.
Yeah, I can see this, and it's fantastic. So tell me about this 3D wrap.
So Jeep Graphics Studios actually has this 3D printer wrap. He said it was like $1 million machine or something maybe.
Wow.
He's the only person I've ever seen do it, but he has his own vinyl, he can print whatever vinyl, but then he can do this 3D wrap that's on top of it, which is really cool. You can do in any design. We kind of have this like, on all our other Jeep, we have this like mountain design with like rising sun or setting sun. But since this is the Demon, we kind of try to do it more. This is supposed to be a little darker, like almost underworld-ish type thing, and we thought it came out pretty neat. It was the first of its kind. He normally does smaller stickers, so this is the first time they did a large-scale kind of wrap on that. It has cool stuff like power running boards, so that's kind of cool to have in every day. I'm short, but this company actually has like this extra armor to put on this so you don't damage it if you're going to rock crawl it. And that's called rock slide engineering. Even
though this looks so fancy, this is still a pretty capable truck.
It is very capable if you can get past the fact that this one cost about $220,000. But at the time, because I mean the truck, the Jeep itself was like 90 grand. You don't have to start, you could start out with the very base one for like 45, 50 grand, right? And do the same thing. We, for YouTube's sake, it was like a shock and awe. Like, oh, they got a 392, let's see what they do. We pulled the body off, we pulled all the suspension off, we ripped the motor out, and people are like, wait, wait, hold on. Yeah, so that was like a shock and awe thing. They had special 392 seats. We cut the leather. Brittany took a razor blade and like slashed the leather on it because, again, this was the first of its kind. We did these cat skin covers that were actually, it's heated and air conditioned.
Wow.
It was the first time they've ever done that in a Jeep because the seats, there's not much room. They wanted to see if they could do it, and it worked out. So I have air-conditioned seats in a 800 horsepower Jeep that I can drive across the country.
So you're not roughing it in this one?
No, no.
And you're not beating it either, I'm guessing?
No, so this one I take through the dunes. I like to race a lot of people in Mexico.
Okay.
You know, like Mexico. A lot of, yeah, you know, Mustangs, Camaros, those guys. They are always blown away because they see this big Jeep and they'll hear the V8.
Right.
But the minute you get on it and it screams at you, you all of a sudden know that it means business.
Awesome, and we're taking this out wheeling, right?
We're gonna take this out wheeling, yes.
So subscribe to see us wheeling this monster, and come back for more of this. Thanks for watching.